Welcome to Talkin Baloney.
Calvin Cocoa Pop.
This is Boutique.
Oh, gosh.
What's going on?
No script allowed.
What are you, some kind of bot? Come on, people.
Oh, yeah. Pickle, you gotta give him a pickle, right?
I want to be a movie star.
Wow, that sounds so interesting.
Fresh and quick.
Cheese, pizza.
Part of the Baloney Nation.
Jim Deezy.
You guys still there?
Easy.
The big guy. What's going on, man?
What is going on?
I can't complain. You know, no one wants to listen to my rants.
They don't. I thought that's what Talkin Baloney was. No.
Yeah, I'm telling you, we don't do politics or religion on this show, and my whole trip into this office could have been based on politics and religion.
Yeah. So there's an election coming up.
Who would have thought? You can't miss all the trains driving down the highway. Idiots.
But we're not talking about that.
We're not talking that. We're talking.
We're going to talk about Ty Bowie a little
Ty
bit
Bowie.
later. It's his final campaign push.
Right in, folks.
Yep.
There's a
is
spot
your
for him.
last chance to be convinced.
Yeah.
And if this doesn't convince you,
Nothing will.
and nothing probably will.
No. If this doesn't convince you that we need to go a different direction,
Yeah.
you've probably already went another direction anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So this week there was some sad news from the world of entertainment.
Yes.
As Sean Connery passed away.
The Sean Connery.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk his movies today.
Ooh. That's going to be a good show.
Yeah.
The man. He was the man.
Oh,
Sir Sean Connery.
sure.
Knighted.
You know, he was Scottish.
I thought he was knighted.
I don't know. Maybe.
Pretty sure he's, or am I thinking Sir Elton John and the,
You might be thinking about
or,
Elton John and Sean Connery. They're pretty much the same guy.
yeah, just one with a beard.
So Sean Connery, his breakout, his first starring role. Do you know what it was? This is before James Bond.
Oh, before James Bond.
Yeah.
I don't know anything of his before James Bond.
Well, there wasn't much. He did mostly supporting roles, but he had one big starring role.
Okay.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
Darby O'Gill and the Little People.
You never saw Darby?
Never saw it.
So it's a movie about Darby O'Gill, who's this old Irish guy
Okay.
who is basically going to war with leprechauns, kind of. And it's a musical, so Sean Connery sings. Yeah,
I want to see it now.
it's a classic. It's kind of out there. Mm-hmm. It used to always be on around St. Patrick's Day every year. I'm pretty sure I saw it a dozen times on TV. Yeah, it's wild.
I'm going to try to watch it tonight. You know, because I don't watch anything to do with Harry Potter. So,
Yeah. This is the anti-Harry Potter.
yeah, I'm all for a movie about Sean Connery chasing leprechauns.
Yeah.
That's
Little
believable.
people. Oh, it's totally believable. Yeah, so after that, it was pretty much James Bond.
Yeah.
Dr. No.
Bond. James Bond.
So let's hear your best Connery.
Yeah. You put a gun in his mouth and he'll talk.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I can only do Sean Connery as done by Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Okay.
I'd like to take that bow off and get to know you.
One of my favorite lines is that line from Untouchables where he's like, just shoot the dago bastard.
I can also kind of do from Finding Forrester. You're the man now, dog.
He was a phenomenal actor.
He really was.
Yeah.
And what was kind of incredible about him is no matter what the movie or what the role, he was always like Sean Connery.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he was playing a Russian Soviet sub commander, or if he was playing a guy in Japan,
He was still Sean Connery.
yeah,
I thought it was pretty nice yesterday that I saw where like Kevin Costner, who's a huge megastar himself, said that, you know, being on stage or being in a movie with Sean Connery made his career.
yeah.
That speaks volumes right there alone. Like that's a big time actor saying that it was an honor to be in a movie with another big time actor.
Yeah, and so they did Untouchables together. Sean Connery also cameoed in Robin Hood.
He was the king.
Yeah.
In the end of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
That's right.
When they halted the marriage and said, "Ho, not until I give my blessing." Yeah.
King Richard the Lionhearted, the good king.
Yes. Yeah.
But we got really jumped ahead there.
Yeah, we did. We're sorry, folks.
Yeah.
Sorry, Aunt Paula. Send in a correction to our text line.
What are your early James Bond movie thoughts?
So, I was a big James Bond fan prior to this last guy that's been doing them all.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
You're not a fan.
Great actor, just not a fan of the latest James Bond movies.
Okay.
I think it made it all about like it lost that little luster that it had back when the Sean Connerys and Timothy Dalton and those guys were doing it. They just
it is a different movie series now.
Yeah. Now it's all about the explosions and the car chases and back in the day it was about, who's he going to romanticize in this movie? Who's he going to shag? That kind of thing.
Wow.
Hey.
You don't like Austin Powers, though.
I've never been an Austin Powers fan. I just can't. I don't get it. I never been a Mike Myers fan either.
Wow.
And it's going to sound crazy. I'll watch Wayne's World all day.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Okay.
And I'm a Dana Carvey fan.
You like Dana Carvey. You like Wayne's World. You don't get it.
I just don't get it. I don't buy it. I don't get the hype. So Austin Powers train, not a train I'm on.
Man.
Shag me, baby.
Baby. Yeah.
Get in my belly. It's just a bunch of one-liners in a movie.
Oh, but there's some classic comedy bits in there.
I mean, it's funny. I'll give him that. It's funny. But
where he's trying to turn around the vehicle in the narrow hallway.
Yeah.
There's some classic comedy there.
And like I said, it's a funny movie. I'll laugh. But to me, it's one of those just, I don't know. It's just, it's tough to like, all right, if a Sean Connery movie was on.
Yeah.
And they were going to have an Austin Powers movie marathon with Mike Myers in my living room, I would watch the Sean Connery film.
Okay. So I guess in a way you're saying that Sean Connery is, even today, 50 years later, his movies are still better.
Still better. Just he's believable in the character. He was really in the character. We talk about this on our podcast quite a bit, like the movies where the actors and actresses are really like into the character. He was that guy.
Yeah. So his James Bond, he was serious, but he could crack a joke.
Yep.
But when he cracked a joke, he wasn't like winking at the camera.
Yeah.
It was like in character.
Yeah.
As opposed to, so Roger Moore replaced him as James Bond. And I always felt like Roger Moore, when he would crack a joke, it was more like wink, wink. Oh, look how funny I am.
Oh, someone else wrote the joke for me, so I'm just giving him a nod. Hey, great job writing that joke for me.
He was almost like Jim on The Office. He was always like looking at the camera when he said something funny.
Sean Connery in James Bond was probably, where I got to know who Sean Connery was as an actor. And I was a young whippersnapper back then.
Yeah, so obviously we watched these James Bond movies on
later
TV.
On in life, yeah.
The James Bond we grew up with was Roger Moore.
Yep.
Those were the movies in theaters, For Your Eyes Only, Octopussy, View to a Kill.
Yep.
But watching the Sean Connery on TV, you realize, this is a different James Bond. Mm-hmm. This is a little bit more serious.
He was
better.
Yeah, definitely a more serious role. And that's why I'm saying that James Bonds now are more like very little dialogue. If you go back and watch the other ones, there was a lot of dialogue in the other ones.
Yeah.
Now it's very little dialogue, and it's all about, tell me how many explosions you saw in a James Bond movie with Sean Connery in it.
Yeah, I
rest my
would
case.
say that's more the
jury's out.
changing Hollywood structure,
Yeah.
right? You can't do a big budget movie now and not have a lot of explosions.
Yeah. And it just, when the whole movie, when you walk out of the movie theater and you're like, man, that new James Bond movie was awesome. Did you see how they blew up that building? And you're like, that's what you're talking about, the explosion.
Yeah.
But in a James Bond movie with Sean Connery, you're like, man, that guy can act.
Goldfinger,
Goldfinger,
a classic.
classic.
Do you expect me to talk? No, Mr. Bond. I expect you to die. One of my all-time favorite movie quotes.
Yeah. It's like, and I'm not sure if we're moving off of James Bond yet, but Indiana Jones.
Okay, so you jumped ahead. Wow.
No format or structure, folks. I threw it out the window.
I would have to say for a certain generation of people, because what I saw on Twitter when Sean Connery passed away, a lot of people said, oh, he was our James Bond. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, younger people, said he was Dr. Henry Jones's father. Mm-hmm. That's how people knew him, a lot of young people.
Junior!
So this was probably one of the few times where Sean Connery acted outside the normal, because he was kind of like a nerdy, non-violent.
Yeah.
It was not a normal Sean Connery role.
Yeah, because remember there's a scene where he's got to shoot the Nazi, and he just wouldn't do it.
Yeah. And he would come up with the non-violent ways.
Yeah.
Like the using his umbrella to stir up the birds.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a different role for him. And definitely memorable. Like, people are going to remember him as Indiana Jones's father for the next 100 years.
You know what, too? Him with Harrison Ford, awesome on-screen chemistry. You could see it in the movie. You could feel it in the movie. Just with the two of them acting it out together. I mean, they had chemistry together, which I don't know. To me, that's what a lot of these movies nowadays are missing. There's like, you can tell it's an actor, it's an actress, or an actor, whatever, and there's no chemistry.
Yeah.
Each one's got their own character, and somehow they can't intertwine them. But you watch movies with like Kevin Hart and The Rock in them, there's chemistry.
Yeah.
Sean Connery. Go back and watch some of his movies. You see it in all of his. The movie he did with where he's like a thief with Catherine Zeta-Jones. All right, let's get back to the format.
Okay. You're throwing me for a loop.
Damn it. Damn it, Jim.
So during the 70s,
Okay.
he made some strange movies.
Okay.
You ever see the movie Zardoz?
No.
Have you heard of Zardoz?
No.
It's a pretty out there film.
Okay.
Science fantasy as opposed to science fiction.
Okay, what is the difference between the two?
Well, science fiction deals with things that could actually happen. Science could develop these things.
Okay.
Like, Star Trek is science fiction.
Gotcha. Okay.
Science fantasy is like Star Wars.
Oh, so Harry
There
Potter.
isn't really going to be mystical Jedi knights who can move things with their minds.
Oh, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
So I got
Harry Potter is-
I got a little branch in my hand. I'm like, zap! I watched the broom move.
Well, so that's more of just fantasy.
Oh, gotcha. All right.
Science fantasy involves like technology.
Gotcha.
So in this movie, it takes place far in the future, and the planet is like divided between basically the brutal people who are like the workers and the Eternals who are like the rulers.
Okay.
Sean Connery wears an outfit that I don't think you would see anywhere outside of a porn movie.
Wait a minute. This is the movie where they're on another like mysterious planet and they're in like cages.
That could be the movie.
I think I might have seen this then.
Zardoz is the giant floating head that kind of like rules over everyone.
I think I've seen this.
Yeah, it's out there. Like, I can't say that I like the movie.
Uh-huh.
It's a bad movie. There are people who love it though.
Is it one of those movies you got to watch while you're eating the magical brownies?
I imagine you would probably love it then.
Yes.
You might also love the plant sitting next to the TV. I don't know.
Wait, the plant and the TV aren't on the same screen?
Wow, man.
That's totally righteous.
So he also played Robin Hood in the 70s.
Okay.
Did a movie, Robin and Marion.
Okay. Maid Marian.
Yeah. It was more of a romantic movie, but it was like kind of a classic Robin Hood movie.
Yeah. Kind of funny that he makes an appearance in the real Robin Hood movie.
How about the movie Time Bandits?
Time Bandits. I've seen this.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's a Terry Gilliam film, a Monty Python guy who did all the directing.
Yep.
Time Bandits deals with the little people or dwarfs or midgets.
I believe we call them little people now.
So it's a little kid and little people who are traveling through time.
Yeah. Interesting.
And I believe Sean Connery again plays a king in this one.
Isn't it funny that he always plays some high-level, super elite?
Yeah. Well, he's Sean Connery.
Yeah. There's no other fitting role for him other than a king, president, vice president.
It's kind of like Harrison Ford.
Yeah. You're not going to put Harrison Ford or Sean Connery in a movie where he's like, hey, you're the C actor.
we need a homeless guy for this scene. Let's get Sean Connery.
Let's get Sean Connery.
No.
Because we want him to say, I'm homeless, you see?
How about the movie Highlander?
Highlander, yes. Another classic.
Yeah. Also, I think you might call it science fantasy.
Yeah. This is where Highlander was with a movie where they got to cut the heads off the other Highlanders, right?
Yeah.
I love that
there's
movie.
A group of immortals, and the only way they can die is if their head comes off.
And then their soul or spirit or whatever goes into the next guy.
Right.
Makes him stronger or whatever.
Yes. And Sean Connery plays a Spaniard from like the 1700s who's still alive. And the actual Scottish Highlander is played by the Swedish actor.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
We know the Swede guy.
So it's a little weird, the casting.
Yeah.
But it's a classic.
You don't watch the Highlander for the you watch him for the stories, the great dialogue between characters.
What more do you want from a movie?
Yeah.
So we'll talk one more movie before we take a break.
Okay.
It's a movie you've already mentioned a bunch of times.
All right.
The Untouchables.
Oh yeah. This is instant classic.
Oh, one of the best movies of the 80s?
Yeah.
Would you say?
I mean, listen, they've come out with a couple other Capone movies since then, but this is probably...
I don't think anything's touched this.
You really get into the characters in this movie. From Elliot Ness to even De Niro's Capone is like...
Yeah. Now, De Niro is such a well-known actor. It's like you kind of believe him as Capone, though.
Yeah, and on top of that, he doesn't really have that major of a role in the movie. I mean, I get it. It's about Capone. He's Capone.
Right.
But he's not a featured guy in the whole entire film like Sean Connery, Kevin Costner.
Yeah, it's more about
what's his name, Garcia,
and the trying to get Capone.
Yeah, that's a great movie, man. There's so many turns and twists in that movie.
And I believe he won the Academy Award, Sean Connery.
Did he?
For The Untouchables.
He gets shot 25, 30 times, and he still manages to crawl and point to the train schedule thing.
And that the shootout at the train station is one of the all-time greatest film scenes.
Yeah. There's a point, too, where the baby stroller is going down the stairs. Just let it go. She'll make another one.
This is such a famous scene that it's been parodied a bunch, including one of the Naked Gun movies.
Yes.
It was just awesome.
Leslie Nielsen's scene in that's amazing.
So in the movie, Sean Connery also has a famous line that you haven't mentioned yet. If they send one of ours to the hospital,
we send one of theirs
to the morgue.
Yes.
That's the Chicago way.
Yep. Great movie. Man, talk about a corrupt police department. just like today.
So on that note, we'll take a break.
Yeah.
We got more Sean Connery to talk about.
All right.
And then later we've got Ty Bowie.
Oh, yeah. Folks, it's going to be crazy. He blown up the world again?
Oh, yeah. Hey, Jim, what's in your hand there?
What? Why do you ask? Well, it's Buzzsprout, folks.
Oh, tell me all about Buzzsprout.
Well, if you want to start a podcast just like us,
I do.
Buzzsprout.
Buzzsprout?
Absolutely. The easiest and best way to launch a podcast.
Tell me more.
Well, when you got the right partners, boom, Buzzsprout.
And what does Buzzsprout do for you?
Well, they are passionate about helping you succeed. Join over 1,000 podcasters already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. They'll help you launch, promote, and track your podcast.
You know what they've done for us?
No. Tell me.
They have gotten us onto iTunes, Amazon Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts.
Ooh.
They did all that.
All within minutes of recording your podcast, folks.
Oh, it's instantaneous. You
Instantaneous.
upload it, and it's everywhere.
Did I tell you said Amazon? Did I
Amazon.
tell you get a $20 Amazon gift card?
So if they sign up by clicking on the link in the show notes,
You got it.
they're going to get an Amazon gift card.
So you got to make 2 of your payments.
You got to sign up for 2 months.
Sign up for 2 months, folks. Get a $20 gift card to Amazon.
Unbelievable.
Buy yourself a new cell phone case.
And that's what we're saying about Buzzsprout, because it's awesome.
You know, you'll get a great looking podcast website, audio players. Man, drop it on other websites. Who cares?
Yeah.
Plus, they track it for you. They give you all the analytic tools that you need to track your podcast.
It's great. We can find out exactly who's listening.
And who doesn't like analytic tools?
Like when I look and see Richmond, Virginia, 0, I was like, hey, I know who's not listening.
Yeah. Thanks, bro. So, yeah. You know, if you want to upgrade, Buzzsprout has tons of guys to help you find the right equipment at the right price.
So try Buzzsprout. Click on the link.
We're
in the
doing
notes.
it. And we're cool people. Welcome back, folks. Talkin Baloney. Me, Jim Kesey, and the big guy right
Hey.
there.
Jim,
Folks.
what's that in your hand this time?
This is a cup of Jimbo Joe's coffee and a Talkin Baloney travel mug.
Unbelievable.
Folks, it heats 10 times better than a Yeti. I have no scientific information to back that
I was
up,
going to say, that's a pretty bold claim.
but I'm telling you, I made this cup of coffee 3 hours ago,
And it's still hot.
and it's still hot, just like it came out of the percolator.
Wow.
Yeah. And you know what, folks? If you order one of these today, I'll even give you the first fill-up in 2029
There you go.
with your free cup of Jimbo Joe's coffee. Once we open the company,
What a tremendous offer.
yeah, you buy the mug today, and in 9 years, you got a cup of coffee on us.
You're buying for your
I'm
future.
buying it for you.
Yeah.
Folks, right there.
If you're worried about the economy, what it's going to be like in 9 years,
Yeah. Right in the
relax.
yeah, who
You got
cares?
free coffee.
Free coffee. There won't be any coffee shops around, but you'll have a cup of coffee from us at Jimbo Joe's Coffee. Right there, folks. Boom. Jimbo Joe's.
That's right.
Coming to you in 2029.
If you call our hotline, 585-484-1770, and leave us a message or ask a question, you'll get a coupon too.
You get a coupon.
That's how it works.
It's that simple. Just ask hundreds of our other listeners that called in and got their free cup of coffee coupon.
It's in high demand.
It's crazy, folks. You don't understand.
And you're going to autograph every one.
Oh, yeah. And, folks, let me just in case you haven't caught any of our episodes where I taste test our coffee. Oh, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious. If you're not a coffee drinker, give it to someone that is. That's all you got to do, folks. Free cup of coffee. Can't go wrong. On a cold, brisk day like today,
This is going to be Jimbo Joe's time to shine, the fall.
yeah, the fall.
It's
It
going to be
is.
huge business.
Big business. I'm talking
Wow. How about the movie The Presidio?
Oh.
Sean Connery?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So, excuse me, my COVID cough. I'm sorry. The Presidio. Tell me a little bit of backstory on this one.
Well, it's with Sean Connery and Mark Harmon.
Okay.
Who is now famous for NCIS, but he actually used to do movies.
Mm-hmm. He actually did a movie called Summer Break or Summer School.
Summer School.
Yes.
A classic.
A classic.
Yeah.
Had a lot of up-and-coming actors and actresses in it, too. Heather Locklear's in that, I believe.
Is she?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
One of them's in it.
We're a little sidetracked.
Yeah, got a little sidetracked on
but
that,
it's
folks.
a military police kind of thing, similar to NCIS, but this time Sean Connery is the military guy. Mark Harmon is the cop investigating. It's kind of a good movie.
Yeah.
Action thriller from the 80s.
There's only one real. There's a big Sean Connery movie we're probably going to get to here at some point. Hunt for Red October.
That was the next one.
One of my all-time favorites.
Really?
Think about who's in this movie with him.
Okay.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Sean
plays
Connery.
Jack Ryan.
Yep.
Famous character in movies,
Yeah.
later played by Harrison Ford.
Correct. That's the only ones I remember now.
Oh. James Earl Jones.
Yes, James Earl. The Lion King. Simba. He's also the voiceover for CNN when they come back from a news break. This is CNN. When he does that,
Yes.
That's James Earl Jones as well.
Yeah, and Darth Vader.
We're going to have to do a show on him one day.
Just those three voices he does?
Just those three voices.
It'd be a good show.
He's in The Sandlot. He's the blind baseball player.
He's in Field of Dreams. That's where I would have gone.
Oh, yeah. Another Kevin Costner connection.
Yes.
Man, we'll have to do a show on Kevin Costner then.
That is definitely coming.
Yeah.
We talk about him almost every week.
Yeah,
As it is.
Doesn't matter what movie, actor, actress, whatever you talk to, he's been in it with him.
So The Hunt for Red October, as we said, is the first Tom Clancy novel to movie. Later, Harrison Ford played him. Jim from The Office plays him in the Amazon series. Have you watched that at all?
No.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, you know, I've been so tied up with the Harry Potter stuff that...
It's a time commitment.
Okay, I haven't watched any Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No. Folks, we're all about, honesty and transparency on this show. And you already know that I have a huge disdain for Harry Potter. I've tried to give it a shot, but then we'll save that for another day. Back to Sean Connery.
How about Medicine Man?
So, Medicine Man was one of the first movies I saw of Sean Connery's that I actually saw. I believe I saw it in a movie in the Elmira Heights 123 Theater, or the Elmira Heights Theater.
I think I might have been there.
Yes. We saw that in the theater.
Yeah.
And it's like he's the medicine man, and they're trying to track him down.
He is working on a cure for cancer.
Yes.
And he believes the answer is in like the Amazon rainforest or something.
It's in ants or something, if I remember right?
That sounds about right.
Yeah. And it was they don't realize it's in the ants, if I remember correctly, and somehow it gets mixed up. And anyway, in typical fashion, we screw that all up, and let's burn the forest down. It's only going to kill us all.
That's basically what the message of the movie is. But you also knew going in, they're not going to find a cure for cancer.
No, because if they did,
it'd be then science fantasy.
It's a good movie, though. It's a little. The funny thing is, it's like you touched on this earlier. Every movie that Sean Connery's in, he just sees Sean Connery.
Yeah. So Craig Ferguson, you know him,
Yeah.
comedian, and he hosted the Late Late Show for a while.
Yeah.
He does a stand-up bit on Sean Connery, which is all about how no matter what he's doing, he is Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Which is really evident in the next movie, which is Rising Sun.
Yes.
Because he speaks Japanese, and he does it with a Scottish accent.
This is his movie with Wesley Snipes.
Yes.
They're investigating the murder at the tower, and it's just a great movie too.
It is a great movie.
Yeah.
It's got the soundtrack,
Yep.
the Japanese drums and the flutes, and
I'm gonna say though, people do not give Wesley Snipes enough credit. he can carry a movie by himself, but he's also a great second up in a movie. And I'm just saying, him paired, again, this is one of those actors, you pair anybody with Sean Connery, brings out the best in him.
I feel like Snipes has a lot of personal demons.
Yeah.
And a big ego.
Yeah.
And he's kind of like hard to work with.
I'd like to see him in a Rocky movie.
Well, he was in The Expendables.
Yeah, I know. I want to see him in a Rocky movie. Lawrence Fishburne. Lawrence Fishburne, another underrated actor. Doesn't get enough credit. He carried the Matrix series. I don't care what anybody says.
I don't know if he carried it, but he...
We'll save that one for another. We'll debate that another day. I may just be poking the bear on that one, folks.
Do you like The Matrix? I didn't think you would.
Yeah,
It's not real.
Here's the problem I had with The Matrix.
Uh-huh.
They got all this high-tech special equipment, all this crazy stuff to do all these things, but they got to answer a phone to get out of someplace. I don't get, not just any phone, a ring.
A rotary.
A rotary phone. I don't get it. Not believable.
Yeah, so we should do a whole episode where we just break down what's believable and what's not in movies. Because you're somewhat predictable, because I kind of knew that was coming. But then you go left field with, like, Legend.
I did do a correction on Legend, though. But not a full correction. I
wasn't buying the correction. I think if you were, like, going to get a tattoo, it would be, like, Legend with a unicorn.
I'm going to get tattoo on my knuckles. Well, it's going to say night and day.
How about the movie First Night?
First Night. I remember seeing this. And, he did a lot in those kind of...
Yeah. So he plays King Arthur, but
Mm-hmm.
again, like playing kings and stuff, it just comes natural for him.
Because I think he starts going into this dragon phase, too, where he's like...
Right. So his next movie was Dragon Heart,
Yes.
where he played the voice of the dragon.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Just one time I would like to hear that dragon go, "You dago bastard."
You're the man now, dog. So the next one is The Rock.
Oh.
This is a Michael Bay, so it's right up your alley.
Yes.
Him and Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
Alcatraz.
People don't give Nicolas Cage enough credit here either.
I certainly won't give him any credit. Not a fan.
So I can tell you that we don't ever have to do a show about Nicolas Cage. I can tell you. I like the movie The Rock. I'm not a big Nick Cage fan either.
Okay.
I've seen enough of his movies to know that, listen, the movies where they're chasing the Constitution stuff, and he's like, "Oh, it's in this brick," and he runs up on the roof of the building. Hate those movies. They're not believable.
The worst.
But anyway, getting back to The Rock. Great movie. Sean Connery, Owen's broken out of Alcatraz. They got to bring him back to help him get in.
Yeah.
Obviously, he doesn't want to do that.
So Sean Connery is the highlight of the movie.
Yeah.
He's good in it. The movie itself, though, I can't get behind.
He's got a couple little quippy one-liners in that movie, too, where you wouldn't expect some stuff to come, but still, again, incomplete Sean Connery.
Yeah. Oh, and so what summarizes the movie for me is the car chase. It's not enough to have, in a car chase in a movie, like something will come across the road in front of you, and it's like the one thing you do in every.
Yeah.
This movie does like 12 of them in a row. It's like, plate of glass. Oh, a truck full of water coolers. Oh, it's this. It's like one after another. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Not believable.
Thank you. Listen, they stole the what is it? The weapons of mass destruction or whatever.
Yeah, basically.
Okay. You mean to tell me that someone is going to infiltrate Alcatraz, turn it into a military base, and no one's going to see any of this happen?
Yeah.
Folks, it's got to be believable. It's a good action movie. Give it that.
It's Michael Bay.
But Not believable.
If you go into a Michael Bay movie and apply any kind of thought, the movie falls apart.
You just got to go watch it for you. Already know when's the first explosion going to happen.
Right. Did you go to see Transformers because you wanted to know what the story was going to be?
I didn't even know there was a story for Transformers.
I don't think there was.
No. You go there and watch the robots fight and change from the truck to the robot. Let's be honest. We go there to see Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
You don't care to go there to see Bumblebee.
Did you see Bumblebee?
No.
Yeah, I didn't see Bumblebee.
I'm sorry. You can't see me, Bumblebee. That's why I didn't see it right there.
Yeah. So, a movie you already mentioned, Entrapment.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure it was Catherine Zeta-Jones in that.
Yes.
Yeah. They're like a jewelry, or he's like a retired jewelry thief or something. I can't remember all of it, but like.
So, yeah, he's the former professional thief.
Yep.
She's the investigator.
That's right.
Investigator. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
One of, would you say, the most famous scenes of the 90s is her navigating the laser field.
Oh, yes. Yes, I remember this now.
You bet your
Yeah. Swing! There's my throwback to Austin Powers. Swing!
For a guy who doesn't like Austin Powers.
Listen, I do know most of the one-liners from the show. But...
Actually, that was Wayne's World.
Oh, it is Wayne's World. Wayne's World, Wayne's World.
Party on.
Excellent.
Wow.
Doodaloop, doodaloop, doodaloop. All right, enough of that.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah. Good movie. Good movie, The Entrapment. Good movie. Not like the great movie, but it was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely memorable.
Yeah.
I think if you've seen it, you remember Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Let's put it on the wing heat scale. It's way down here, folks. We've had hot. This is down here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Finding Forrester.
So, I've seen this movie.
Yes.
I don't remember any of it.
So he's the
that says much. I'm not sure.
Yeah. He's like the curmudgeon in the building, and the young black kid is like a prodigy, and he starts tutoring him because he's some kind of genius himself. And then the kid teaches Sean Connery stuff like, "You're the man now, dog." And it's a good movie. It's a kind of a sleeper movie. You don't really expect much from it, but then yeah it's good.
Hey, Sean Connery here.
So he only did one more movie after that.
Yeah, I heard he actually retired in like 2011 or something. Or
2003.
Was it? Oh, well, I was wrong.
Yeah. His last movie, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Okay.
You've talked about this movie before, which is surprising.
Yeah.
Because it's not a good movie.
So, I like Sean Connery's character.
He plays Alan Quartermain, famous character from books.
So, you got here again, you got a lot of special effects in this. You got the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde character.
Right.
But just not a really good overall movie. To me, not a really good overall movie. Like, it's just...
Yeah, so this movie is based on a comic book series. The comic book series is tremendous. The basic premise is all these fictional characters from early novels, what if they were like secretly working together? So you have like Captain Ahab from 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, Alan Quartermain, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. They're all working together.
So here's what I don't understand about all these movies. Maybe somebody can shed some light on it.
The movie did a terrible job with it, though.
Yes. You have Marvel.
Yeah.
Then you have
DC.
And what are League of Extraordinary Gentlemen?
They were neither of those.
Okay.
There are other comic book companies out there.
So why do we have to bring all these superheroes together in a movie? Why can't we just keep it going with just, hey, we had Superman, and we had Spider-Man, and then we had, Iron Man, and we have Batman, who's not really a superhero, but we'll leave that alone. He's
What the?
He bought his wealth.
Okay.
His wealth bought his superhero.
There's an episode here. We should get into this another time. But League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is like, it's taking like these heroes from literature, from books, and putting a different spin on them.
Yeah.
It should have been a great movie. It just, the effects were terrible.
Yeah.
It was a Fox movie, and Fox wanted like an American character in it. So they force-fed Tom Sawyer into the story. It just made no sense.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's kind of too bad that was his last movie.
The ship scene in that movie was pretty bad, too. The scene where they're showing the sides of the ship, and I mean, it's... no.
Yeah. I feel like for a time period, movies were relying heavily on computer graphics, and they weren't really that good yet.
No, the scene where, is it Dr. Jekyll or Mr. Hyde is running across the roofs?
Yes.
Yeah, horrible.
Terrible.
It's like the Godzilla movie where you can see the strings in the...
The visual effects look like the worst video game
Yeah.
you've ever played.
Yeah.
They're just not believable.
If they would have put Pac-Man up there, I would have been surprised.
So we just went through Sean Connery's career, more or less. We skipped over a lot of movies, but what a career.
Awesome actor, folks. Go back and watch some of his movies, man. It's a gem.
Yeah, watch some James Bond or watch The Rock.
Go back and watch The Untouchables.
That's what you should watch.
Yes.
The Untouchables.
And The Medicine Man.
Yeah, why not?
Go back and watch it, folks. We've already cut the trees down. You might as well go back and watch it. We could have cured cancer probably 25 years ago.
All right. Well, we're going to talk with Baloney Nation next.
Oh, boy.
And the final Ty Bowie ad before the election day.
Oh, man. This is going to be biblical.
Coming up next. Boom.
Boom, folks. We are back on Talkin Baloney.
Time for Baloney Nation.
Ooh,
We're going to
yeah.
answer some questions, some voicemails, some emails, whatever.
Whatever. Bring it.
585-484-1770.
You heard it there, folks.
So we got another riddle for you.
Okay, let's do this.
Why shouldn't Jim Deezy write a grocery list with a broken pencil?
Well, there's no lead in it.
Because it's pointless.
Well, folks, we don't use pencils anymore. We use technology now. We get these smartphones now that have the stylus built right into it. So now you just make your grocery list right on the screen.
Does your stylus have a point?
Oh, yeah. Actually, pointed just like a pencil.
Wow.
You see that, folks? A little point on there.
So you
What?
could actually do the joke, what should Jim Deezy do when he has a broken stylus?
Well, in that case, I'm going to have to file a damage claim. Not good.
Next question. Are you fans of the TV show Friends?
I am.
Oh, you are?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife and I actually watched, we have the entire season on box set.
Wow. How many seasons?
There's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
It's like 10?
It's
10
a pretty
seasons?
big box.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I wasn't Courtney Cox, the whole crew. Chandler Bing.
Yeah. What do you like about Friends?
I like the camaraderie that they all had together. It'd be cool if we all had a place like we were just like, going over to Joe's.
Yeah.
Let me just walk across the hall. But everybody just hang out at one person's house all the time.
Or the coffee shop.
Or the coffee shop. Jimbo Joe's Coffee.
Oh.
Maybe a Friends too.
Can you imagine?
Walk outside the house onto set number 2. There's the coffee truck. Good times. What did you think of Friends?
So I watched it when it was first on. Mm-hmm. It was, part of my Thursday night. Friends and Seinfeld, and I think Cheers was in the mix there for a while.
Man, that was the good old days right there.
That was a great night of TV.
Yeah.
And then I worked in television at the Fox station in Corning, and we aired Friends at least 2 times a day, maybe more.
Yeah, that kills you right there.
And I saw every episode multiple times, and I really grew to kind of hate the show.
Yeah, and see, I could see that being something that, like, you get to a point where it's overplayed.
Yeah, and you start to realize, wow, these characters are really dumb. And, you know, but only when they need them to be dumb, because some weeks they're not dumb. And I just got kind of sick of it.
Yeah.
As opposed to, we also showed The Simpsons and Seinfeld on that station, and I saw them multiple times a day, and I still like those shows. So that's just further proof to me that I don't really like Friends.
So, you know, piggybacking off of something you said about watching a show too much.
Yeah.
So, I was never a big fan of South Park.
Oh.
And I just watched their latest special that they did.
Awesome.
Loved it.
Yes.
Probably one of my favorite things I've seen on TV all year. It was so politically incorrect that it was awesome.
So I've toyed with the idea of doing a show about a podcast about shows that are kind of like forgotten.
Yeah.
And South Park, for all the buzz it had, it used to be like this big thing everyone talked about. It's gone pretty much untalked about for like 4 or 5 years, and they've been doing some of the best shows.
Oh, and my wife's been telling me, she's like, I don't understand why you don't like South Park. I'm like, I just never really, but I guess I never really sat down and actually watched how much effort they put into the show's topics.
Right.
And how they tie it all together. Like, they're telling a story through the entire, like, there's that storytelling thing we talk about all the time. Like, I gotta say, that last episode they did was phenomenal.
So that's a show that's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Those early seasons, if you had tried it back then in the late 90s, it was all about the kids, and it was kind of a crude show.
Yeah.
It's gotten really smart, and it's more like the character of Randy Marsh is, to me, the central character, and he's one of the best characters on TV. Yeah. Opening his pot farm and all the trouble he gets into.
That's the guy with the mustache, right?
Yeah.
Everybody started growing a mustache. Yes.
I'm running the coronavirus special, Sharon. God.
I got to hand it to my wife. She told me to watch it, and I watched it, and I loved it. So, yeah. Awesome.
And that's what we think of Friends.
That's what we think of Friends, folks. South Park.
All right. So, I don't know if I've mentioned, but people have caught on that you're a big wrestling fan.
Yes, I am.
So, someone sent in a quiz.
Oh, boy.
Can you guess the wrestler's name based on their actual real name?
Okay.
First up, Virgil Reynolds.
Oh, it's Virgil.
No.
Damn.
I thought you would get this one easy.
Virgil Reynolds.
Oh. You know Terry Reynolds, and you know Dusty
Rhodes.
Reynolds. Dusty Rhodes.
Yes.
That's why the character of Virgil was named Virgil. It was kind of a shot at Dusty, who was notoriously anti-black.
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah. Steve Borden.
Steve Borden was Steve Blackman.
Nope.
Damn it.
Sting.
Really?
Yeah.
How did he come up with Sting out of Steve Boardman?
Well, the names don't really matter. It's just, you know.
All right, I'm doing doing bad at this right now.
I thought you would get this 100%. James Hellwig.
Okay. Hold on. I know this one.
Yeah.
I don't know it.
Oh, man. The Ultimate Warrior.
Oh, yes. Damn it. I knew it.
Technically, he did legally change his name to Warrior, so James Hellwig would be his first name.
Oh, man.
Well, you'll never get this one then. Aurelian Smith.
Nope.
Jake the Snake Roberts.
Really?
Yeah. His dad was a famous wrestler, Grizzly Smith.
So Jake Roberts isn't his real name?
Oh, no.
I did not know that.
No. And one last one.
Okay.
A little hint. This guy is from Buffalo.
Okay.
Lawrence Pohl.
From Buffalo, New York.
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Lex Luger.
Oh. Oh, the one that killed Elizabeth.
Yeah. Notoriously anti-Elizabeth.
Yeah. You jerk.
That was a callback. The direction, the cuts. Okay. So Ty Bowie, we've been covering his campaign for the last 9 weeks.
We have.
We've shown commercials and advertisements.
We bought the shirts.
We are wearing the shirts.
Yep.
This is the last big push. The election is Tuesday.
I'm almost afraid to watch this video. I saw how the last one ended, his campaign ad.
Yeah, last week he got off the rails a little.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, I've been seeing some of the stuff going on in the social media and stuff, and I mean, he's not really that far off of where everybody else is at.
He might be appealing to a certain demographic. He might have actually won some votes with that ad. You never know.
Probably over in North Korea, maybe, but
you got to have friends once you're in power.
yeah.
A lot of people say that all hope is lost, and I agree, but I'm going to give it a try, and I need your help. What? But I need your help. So please elect me as Countess of America, President of America. Hi, folks. Ty Bowie here. Make sure to vote for me and make me Countess of all Earth.
Wow. So there it is.
Countess for all Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a nice slogan. Oh, my God.
I don't know if he realized what office he's actually running for anymore.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Countess is a little out there. I'm not sure that's an elected position anywhere in the world.
But should it be?
Maybe.
I mean, why not?
We talked about science fantasy. It looks like he thinks he's going to live in a castle in the sky. That's just what it looked like.
It was definitely, yeah.
Yeah, so...
It was very Avatar-like.
Yeah, a little bit.
You know, like maybe if there was some vines coming down and some flying...
Maybe that's what he thinks the president does. Like, he flies around on other animals. And
He's on something, folks. Not sure what, but...
So when you go to the election poll on Tuesday, November 3rd, remember...
Ty Bowie.
Write it in. Why not?
Why not? Right in there. Why not?
And don't forget his vice president is the kid in the robot box.
Yeah.
Thing. Roger.
Roger, the kid in the robot box. Has he been reported missing yet?
I don't know. I think there are people looking into it.
Folks, if you see Roger the robot kid on the side of a milk carton, write into our show and let us know.
If you have any thoughts on the election, let us know. It's 585-484-1770.
We'll answer the question in a non-political way.
That's right. Ty Bowie's not about politics.
He's not about anything.
Or as far as we can tell.
Yeah, we don't really know. He doesn't really know.
No. I think he wants a job is what I think, and why not?
I will say this, folks, on a serious note, vote. Please. Vote for anybody.
Wow. All right. That does it for this week.
Yep. Hey, guess what? Next week when we do the podcast,
yeah,
there's either going to be a new president.
Correct.
Or there's going to be anarchy.
Maybe.
Or something to that effect.
I have a feeling we might not know the actual results of the election for a while.
Probably till after Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way the whole electoral college works, it's all very complicated. But
oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it should be fun.
It's going to be great. We should air this on national TV every day. Somebody counting everything.
All right. So
Right.
we're going to come back next week, and we're going to do another show no matter what. We'll be here.
Absolutely. We're going to be here no matter what.
Or we might be Skyping because the coronavirus is out of control.
Yeah, apparently folks still want to wear masks when they go out places. But hey, you want to be an idiot? Go ahead and be an idiot.
Keep being an idiot, Rochester.
I forgot.
Wait, what? Oh, what?
None of this is going to... COVID ends after the election.
Right.
You stupid people. Come on. You got to be smarter than that. Stay classy, Rochester.